is Georgia Bulldogs football on the Superstations.
Between the hedges and across the state, this is where the Dogs play.
Man, there's going to be some property destroyed tonight.
I want us to go out and execute, do the things we got to do, play to our standard, and go play fast.
Dogs downtown.
15-0. The Dogs have done it and won a second consecutive national title.
We've been knocked out.
And unfortunately for the Bulldogs, Alabama continues to be Georgia's kryptonite. Dogs lose tonight 24-21.
As a former SEC East rival lose.
It's on Kentucky for us. Our guys are fired up. It's always the most physical game when we play these guys.
It's time to bite back.
Gunner wants to throw. Deep ball wide open. Caught at the 10. And a waltz into the end zone down the sideline. Kobe Young with a touchdown catch. Tossing to Bowens. Running to the near side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End zone. Touchdown.
Georgia, Kentucky, live from Athens. This is Georgia football.
From Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium, let's get it on.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to play-by-play coverage of Georgia football. Bulldogs football is brought to you by Zaxby's, Who's Got the Sauce? Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Pruitt Health, family makes us stronger. Hoffman Financial Group, helping build your financial dynasty. Modelo Especial, the official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. For 21 and up only, please drink responsibly. By Barbasol, America's #1 shaving cream. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. Sponsored by Aetna Medicare. And by Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth, alongside former Bulldog Josh Brock. Here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
And we are waiting the entry of the Georgia Bulldogs. They're starting to file out of the locker room now. They'll run through the banner, through the red coach to the near sideline momentarily. It's almost time for the coin toss. Georgia in their home red uniforms today, red jerseys, silver breeches, red helmets. Kentucky in road white jerseys, blue pants, and blue helmets. And here come the Dogs with the punter doing the kickoff duties, Aiden LaRosse, a senior from Cape Town, South Africa. He's kicking from right to left. The deep receiver is Zachariah Branch for the Dogs, the junior transfer from Southern Cal in Las Vegas, Nevada. Cash Jones, the up back. Here's the kick. We are underway. A long, high sailing end-over-end kick will land about 6 yards deep in the end zone and roll through the back of the end zone for the touchback. And the Dogs will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 25. To get this game started, visit your local Toyota dealers for great offers on trucks during Truck Month. Truck like you truck. Truck like you truck, okay, in a 2025 Toyota Tacoma and Tundra. Toyota, let's go places. I need to pre-read that next time, don't I? You just sprung it on me. Truck like you truck. 1st and 10 on the 25 for the Dogs. Bowens gets the start in the backfield. We come out throwing to Branch in the right flat. Zachariah makes the catch down the line around the 25. Only a yard gain as he's hit at the 26. They covered him up in a hurry with the safety, Jordan Lovett. So we come out passing, Josh, but only a yard gain on that play.
Only a yard gain, but good play action, good movement up front, and with the run-pass option, Gunner must have saw something that he liked on the boundary to the near side.
We'll send Colby Young and Branch to the left. Branch in the slot on the hash. And Dylan Bell on the short side, the receiver to the right. Bowens in the backfield, work out of the shotgun. Quick throw to Dylan Bell. Caught at the 33, turns towards the sideline, rips away from the defender, breaks that tackle, and they get him down about 3 yards later in the vicinity of where are they going to put him? Well, they're going to put him back at the 33. That's where he stepped out of bounds, apparently, on this near sideline with J.Q. Hardaway getting him out of bounds. So the gain is 7 to the 33. It'll be 3rd down and about 2 for the Dogs from our 33-yard line. 2 tight ends to the right. Bowens goes in motion now through the backfield And it's a direct snap to Stockton, or a quarterback run, I should say, as Gunner takes the snap with Bowens in motion in front of him. And Stockton easily going to curl around the right edge and pick up the first down, upended almost at the 40-yard line. That's a Scana Energy first down. And they'll spot that ball on the 39 with Gunner Stockton's run for the first.
New look formation and backfield action with Chauncey Bowens starting out wide to the near side, motioning all the way across, Scott.
Got 6 yards on the run by Stockton. Bowens stays in the backfield. Play action. Gunner flushed out of the pocket, rolls right, looking downfield. Now we'll just throw it into the Georgia sideline, incomplete. As he lives to play another day, just getting rid of the football there. He was being pursued by Alex Safari, the linebacker, senior from Cincinnati, Ohio. Had a pretty good beat on him. Second down and 10 now for the Dogs from our 39-yard line. Just underway here at Sanford Stadium. 13:07 on the clock here in the first quarter. We move 2 tight ends from right to left. Elias Williams on the left side. Now Delp comes back in motion to the near side, and we hand it to Bowens running left outside the numbers towards the sideline on an angle. And Chauncey Bowens rips off a nice chunk, about 12 yards all the way to the Kentucky 48-yard line. Picks up another Scana Energy first down. Give him 13 on the carry for Bowens.
Old-fashioned power O. Good job by Micah Moore, pulling out to his left, getting a good seal block, giving Bowens the corner.
And Nichols, the corner on that side, is the guy that made the tackle for Kentucky. But Georgia into Wildcat territory for the first time. And Gunner wants to throw. He's got a big target over the middle, the big tight end, Elias Williams, on a cross from left to right. He catches it between the hash, tries to work his way to the 40-yard line. That's where they stop him with Quashid Scott, the nickelback, at the Kentucky 40. 8 more yards on the play. Second down and 2 now for the Dogs as they go no huddle. Handed off to Nate Frazier in the game for the first time now. And Nate right down the hash to the 39. Only a yard there before Jordan Lovett, the safety, up playing the run, jumps in the gap and makes the tackle. So Frazier gets a yard. Now he comes out of the ball game.
Scott, let's everybody celebrate together. We had a run-pass option. The offensive line held up, and we hit a tight end across the middle of the field in the intermediate pass game. Celebrate.
That was one of your locks, right? Throw
yes.
to the tight end. We want the tight ends in play. Handoff to big Josh McCray around the right edge, running with power. And he'll rumble down to the 30-yard line. 9 yards on this near sideline. Cam Olds, transfer from Kent State, felt the hit from number 2, big Josh McCray, as he stays on the sidelines now, and Georgia will get Bowens back in the game. But another first down run for the Dogs as they steadily move down the field, all the way down to the Kentucky 30 now. It's 1st and 10. Bowens offset to the right of Gunner in the shotgun, going to give him the football. Bowens breaks out, big hole left tackle. Bowens 15, Bowens 10. Spins away from the tackler. They're going to spot him back at the 11. Boy, he hit that hole so quick on an angle running left. And they'll spot it down at the 12, actually. Chauncey Bowens tackled by Ty Bryant, the safety, as the Dogs surge into the Massey Ferguson red zone.
Backside guard and tackle Dontrell Glover and Juan Gaston, the 2 true freshmen, pulling and leading the way there. Glover with a nice kick out. Gaston up in the hole, springing Bowens on the left side.
Enormous hole, Josh, there at left tackle and left guard. My goodness. Dogs on the Kentucky 12. Now Gunner wants to walk up and talk to his offensive line. The play clock's at 4. It's at 3. He's back in position in the shotgun. They snap it back a little high, pulls it down, hands it to Bowens, runs across the formation to the left. Same spot as before. The hole's not there, and neither is the blocking Cedric C.J. Works, the freshman linebacker from behind, drags down Bowens. Maybe a loss back to the 13. More like a half-yard loss. So the ball's between the 12 and the 13. It's going to be second and about 10 and a half for the Dogs. Frazier's back in now in the backfield. Nate with 1 carry on this possession so far. Shotgun snap. Frazier, or rather Gunner Stockton, pulls it down, fires in the right flat to Zachariah Branch down the line, caught at the 12. He tight ropes the sideline down to the 7. Ran out of space there as he's pushed into the boundary at the Cats' 7-yard line, a gain of almost 6 full yards. but it will be third down and still a little bit of work to do for the Dogs.
Good one-on-one block on the boundary there from Colby Young. You have an injured Monroe Freeling hopping off, and Bo Hughley checking in at left tackle over there next to Micah Morris.
Oh, my goodness. That line is beat up already. Third down and 5 on the Kentucky 7 for the Dogs. 12th play of the drive. Stockton all kinds of time, surveys the field. Now going to pull it down and run to the 5, to the 3. He dives for the pylon, and he got it. Touchdown, Gunnar Stockton.
All day long, wanted to deliver the ball to the end zone, did Gunnar, but had all the time in the world. Great protection up front from his offensive line, but also, too, great job from Juan Gaston not getting downfield. Lineman eligible receiver downfield held his position and then went downfield to block. And then Gunnar did the rest there, Scott.
Stockton stayed in the pocket, as we said. He had plenty of time to survey the end zone. Didn't see anything to his liking and ran off to his right and got the angle, dove for the pylon, and got the 6 points. With 8:51 to go in the first quarter, the Dogs are on the board first, and now here is Peyton Woodring to try the point-after attempt. There's the snap by Gardner, the hold by Gunnar, and the kick by Woodring. Good, and good. Dogs lead at 7-0. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. We've got a time in Athens. The Dogs score first. Georgia 7. Kentucky nothing. Our first half is presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck. I've
been watching him for a while. He got the ankle retaped, then they took it off. But just heard he's got, a left leg injury right now. He's out for now, but they're still working on him right now. He's trying to do things, but every time he takes a step, he's kind of making a little angry face.
All right, we'll keep an eye on him. Quick throw on a slant to Humphreys. London Humphreys over the middle. Caught it between the hashes at the 15. And they'll tackle him after that dart at the 22. Ty Bryant, the safety, and Quashid Scott, the nickelback, make the tackle up at the 22-yard line. Gain of 18 on the throw and a first down for the Dogs.
There's growth from Gunnar from week to week. Did the read option, pulled it, hit it across the middle.
Gunnar waving it tight end and tight Lucky on the left edge right behind Hughley, the tackle. He's got Noah Thomas out wide to the left. 8 seconds on the play clock. Gunnar's been talking to his offensive line. Bowens is in the backfield. He's going to get the carry. And Chauncey angles to the left where he's upended. Trying to run behind a block from the tight end. Lucky, who's now mixing it up a little bit with a couple of the Wildcat defenders. Didn't get anything. Stopped at the line of scrimmage there at the 22. So no gain on the play. Gadsden, the defensive tackle from Savannah, Georgia, is the guy that made the stop. 2nd and 10 Dogs on our own 22 with a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. Nate Frazier's checked into the backfield. Branch goes in motion to the left. Gunnar with pressure from both edges dumps it off to Frazier in the right flat. Nate at the 25 dodges a man across the 30 and then hit twice, once by 2 different players from each direction at the 33-yard line. 11-yard gain. Gunnar did a nice job, Josh, to feel the pressure and dump that ball off to Nate Frazier, who was wide open in the right flat.
Absolutely. Kentucky was bringing a corner blitz on the far side. Good choice, good read to get your hot route, your exit there to to Frazier. And not many guys make Alex Safari miss an open field like that.
Gadsden and Hardaway made the tackle for Kentucky. It's a first down for the Dogs on our 33. Handoff Bowens. And one of the Kentucky linemen got in there quickly. Gerard Smith, a sophomore from Somerset, Kentucky, shot the gap, caught Bowens from behind up around the shoulder pads and dragged him down from behind at the 34-yard line. It's a 1-yard gain for Bowens. And it's 2nd down and 9 for the Dogs.
That's an example of the execution we're talking about. We couldn't get a backside cutoff block, and that negated a huge run. That hole was there for Bowens.
Drew Bobo up over the football. He's the center. Branch goes in motion to the left. Bobo snaps it back to Stockton in the shotgun. He fires to Branch. He's got blocking. Branch is making guys miss all over the place. He's running to the right now, back towards the hash mark. And he'll come down at the 42-yard line. That was 8 the hard way right there. An 8-yard gain, but he ran about 30 yards. Rayner, the linebacker, made the tackle. 3rd down and About a yard to go. The Dogs go quickly, and they just drive it straight into the pile. Try to pick up the first down. Gunner Stockton just keeps it. Now they unstack everybody, and the Dogs do get the first down. Up at the, looks like they'll spot it at the 44-yard line. So he got a couple on that quarterback keeper right up the gut.
For 5'10", 180, Zach Branch is an incredibly difficult tackle. It's hard to get that joker on the ground.
He was dodging white shirts all over the place. He left about 8 guys in his wake over there on the far side of the field. Stockton wants to throw it in the right flat to Bowens, but it never gets there. It's batted down by one of the edge rushers. That was McKeese Humphrey Grace, 6'4", 270, a junior from Cincinnati, jumped in the air and batted that Gunner Stockton pass away to the turf, incomplete. So now it's 2nd and 10 for the Dogs from their 44-yard line. 2 receivers to the left in this formation with Branch and Thomas in the slot now to the left. Delp and Bell to the right. Stockton with time to throw, going to pull it down and run. Stockton 45, 50 on the logo and tackled at the 48 of Kentucky. Got 8 yards on the run, right up the middle. Afari and Gadsden on the stop for the Kentucky defense.
Gunner had time to be able to stay in the pocket and deliver the football, but felt things crumbling around him. Not quite as bad as he thought it was, but was able to pick up key yardage there on 2nd down.
Yeah, effective running by Stockton now, who's got 4 carries for 23 yards.
First charge timeout, Kentucky.
Cats call a time. 1:45 remains in the first quarter. It's Georgia 7, Kentucky nothing. We'll take a break as well. Our first half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck? There's only one call, that's all. CallKen.com. 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Dogs. Georgia so far 4 for 4 in this first quarter on 3rd down conversion plays. We split 3 men out to the right in a bunch formation. Bowens in the backfield with Stockton in the shotgun. Snap it back to Gunner, runs behind Bowens, got a block, breaks off. Gunner's at the 40. Gunner down the middle of the field, inside the 30, and he slides close to the 25. They'll bring him back to the 29-yard line. He just ran right behind Bowens, right up the gut. Got a beautiful block and read it all the way down to the 29-yard line as he picks up 19 yards on the run. Quick throw now to London Humphreys on the Georgia sideline to the right. Caught inside the 20. They throw him out of bounds late, and a flag comes in. That's going to be a 15-yarder or half the distance on the Cats' J.Q. Hardaway as he tackled London Humphreys well out of bounds there, finishing the tackle and throwing him to the turf.
After play is over, personal foul, necessary roughness, defense, number 25. Penalties half the distance to the goal. First down.
Flag is on Jordan Lovett, the safety, the senior from Radcliffe, Kentucky. Georgia's in the Massey Ferguson red zone once again. Massey Ferguson, born to farm, built to perform. And that penalty will take the Dogs all the way down to the 7. Goal to go for the Dogs, leading at 7-0. 1:16 to go first quarter. Dogs moving left to right, far right end of the stadium here. East end zone is where they're trying to score this time. Stockton out of the shotgun, throws far corner for Colby Young. He goes up with one hand, can't pull it down. It's incomplete over his head. He had to Ryan Nichols in man coverage in that far left corner of the end zone.
Had the look you want, just overthrew it by about a half a foot or so. Colby Young is as big a receiver as you'll see in college football. Couldn't quite get up there to get that pass.
2nd and goal from the 7. Previous play, the officials said 25 on the penalty for Kentucky, but it was 6. It was Hardaway, the guy who made the tackle. Snap it to Gunner, hand it to, no, he's going to fake it to Bowens. Gunner just leaves a guy in his wake at the 6-yard line. He put him on the turf for that fake and gets into the end zone in the right corner again. Gunner Stockton with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
There's some Kentucky underwear on the 8-yard line down there, Scott. My goodness, what a run.
Oh, my goodness. He had 2 guys down. Actually, Sam Green, one of the linebackers, is one of the players that bought a fake. As we look at a replay, Stockton getting it done with his legs today. That's his second touchdown today, his 5th of the season. And here's Peyton Woodring to try the extra point. There's the snap, the hold by Gunner, and the kick by Peyton is good. He remains perfect in his career and extra points, and the Dogs now lead it 14-0. And that Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. Pretty impressive drive, Josh. 13 plays, 96 yards. You know, we were after that long punt by Kentucky and Branch made the fair catch to 4. It was like, that's probably not the thing to do, but this offense didn't blink. They went right down the field in a long, time-consuming drive and punched it in on the far end.
Yeah, good situational football initially, too. Coming out of the deep minus right there, that's a dangerous situation for an offense to work itself out of, but great job from Georgia. Now back-to-back scoring drives, 12 plays, 13 plays.
The first time in the game. Kentucky moving left to right now. They hand it to Big McGowan. He's jumping around behind the line of scrimmage looking for blocking. He had one tight end in front of him. Now he's shoved to the ground just inside the 30 by Quintavious Johnson, who was the guy that grabbed him trying to hang on and pulled him down to the turf. So he got almost a full 3 to the 29. 2nd down and 7 for the Wildcats. Cutter Boley, the quarterback, redshirt freshman, big guy, 6'5" and 220. He's from the state of Kentucky, so he's a homegrown product. Play fake here. He throws it over the middle. Tight end running free, and he's going to run right into the end zone. Caught it inside the 20, and Josh Caddis had nobody to impede his progress into the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky, on the throw by Boley.
Nobody close to him, Scott. You think that's got to be a busted coverage there in the middle of the Dog defense.
29-yard strike to the tight end, Caddis. And that's his 2nd touchdown catch of the year. He's their 2nd leading receiver. And he was wide open, and he ran wide open into the end zone. Jacob Coway, a redshirt freshman, to try the point after for the Wildcats. Kick is on his way, and it's good into the east stands. So the Cats strike for the first time in the game with 14-21 on the board. 2nd quarter. 14-7 our score now. The 29-yard throw capped a 75-yard drive in 4 plays and only took 1 minute and 34. So Kentucky went to work. I would say a little bit of hurry up, but they had gash plays there that didn't take a lot of time off the clock.
Explosive plays, drove him right downfield, and as expected, a mental bust in the secondary.
Makes the catch at the 40, turns middle of the field and up on the logo. And they tackle him at the 46-yard line. 21-yard gain to Dylan Bell and a Scana Energy first down. Dooley and Nichols in the secondary had to make the stop for the Wildcats.
Good protection up front from Georgia's offensive line. That was a square-in route from Dylan Bell. Very long developing route. Good job by everybody up front.
4 receivers in this formation, 2 to each side, and Nate Frazier in the backfield. Gunner's talking to his offense. Now he brings Delp in tight. He slides across the formation, hands it to Frazier. There was a hole at left guard and left tackle just for a moment, and he got to linebacker level, but then Frazier is shut down at the Kentucky 49-yard line, but long enough for a 5-yard gain. It didn't look like a 5-yard run, but Nate sneaked his way for 5 to make it 2nd and 5 for the Dogs. Dogs over midfield at the Kentucky 49-yard line. 13-13. Clock moving here in the 2nd quarter. Georgia leads by 7, 14-7. Shotgun snap to Gunner. Play fake to Frazier. He's got time. Now Gunner will run to the right, looking. Now he'll throw off his back foot. He'll just sling it deep. There's a flag downfield in the Cats secondary as the ball lands wide out of bounds on the Kentucky sideline. And we'll check the flag from referee Jeff
Holding.
Heiser.
Defense, number 20. Penalty is 10 yards. Automatic. First down.
That was on the cornerback to Ryan Nichols, a sophomore from Cincinnati. So the Cats flag for defensive holding. That'll be a first down for the Dogs. as they mark it to the Kentucky 39-yard line.
Used one of my favorite basketball chants. You can't do that. You can't hold in the secondary. Dylan Bell was not allowed to get out of his break, which is why Gunner ultimately just threw the ball in his direction, but out of bounds.
A little extra attention paid to it, but the flag had already been dropped. Bowens is in the backfield with Stockton. Play fake Gunner. He'll throw it over the middle and intercepted. A high-reaching interception by Lovett, the safety. He's going to return it 20, 25, near sideline and into the Georgia bench area. Just shy of the 30-yard line. Tackled by Sokovie White-Helton on the return. That's the first interception thrown by Gunner Stockton this year, and Kentucky went up high to get it that time. Jordan Lovett, the safety, a senior from Radcliffe, Kentucky.
Good thought. Love the thought. He had London Humphreys down the hash. Had a good route. He was open. The thing to learn there, I'm loving the fact, hey, Gunner let it rip. That's what we've been asking him to do. He did let it rip. Put a little bit more air under that and to drop that over top of the safety ranging over, because the good safety, like Kentucky has, they have a few of them back there, they're going to bait you a little bit and try to make you want to make that throw, but put a little bit more air under it, and that is a touchdown for the Dogs.
That's the first pick of the year for Lovett and the fifth by Kentucky defenders. 1st and 10 Wildcats on their own 28-yard line. Gunner, but no sacks. Here we go. Noise down at that end of the field. From the 8. Boley in the shotgun. McGowan offset to his right in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. The left is the wide side of the field. Boley asking for the football. They snap it back. Looks to the left all the way. Now looks to the right and slings it towards the back corner of the end zone. It'll sail way out of bounds over the back line of the end zone. And they only left themselves 2 seconds as he had to throw it incomplete. And they'll have to try a field goal now. Boley's upset with himself.
I was sitting here, Scott, quietly wishing he went back across the field through his progressions one more time, because he certainly had the time to do so. He just about ran the Wildcats out of time here in the first half.
Well, they're leaving him alone on the bench right now. He is mad at himself for not being able to complete that, or mad at something. So the Cats will try a field goal here with Jacob Coway. He's 8 for 8 on kicks this year. This is a short one, a 25.5-yarder. And the kick is no good. No good. He missed it. Wow. Now he's 8 for 9. How about that finish for the half? Cats can't convert. They can't get it in the end zone. Can't get it between the uprights. Score remains 21-7 at the half here in Athens. Wow, what a finish for the Dogs, and they are liking that as they have a little more giddy up in their step, running back to the west end zone to head into the locker room. Wow.
It's the old announcer jinx just for the other team. Good job there, Scott.
Thank you.
That one's on you, buddy.
Yeah, we get it done occasionally. That was a chippy, but it didn't go through. All right, we'll talk to Georgia's head coach, Kirby Smart, here coming up in just a moment. The halftime interview brought to you by Zaxby's. Who's got the sauce? So the Dogs dodge one there and lead it by 2 scores. Hey, look at that, a halftime lead.
You said it in the Napa Tailgate Show. When's the last time we had the halftime lead in a tough SEC game?
Let's go down to Shock on the field. He's got the coach, DJ.
Coach, you got about 240 yards of offense. Been successful running the football. What's been the key to that?
Well, our commitment to the run. I think the backs are running through contact. I thought we've had more yards in the run game that we haven't gotten. We're just so beat up on the O-line right now. That's the toughest thing.
Defensively, they found a little bit in the pass game. How do you slow that down?
Well, number one thing is do your job. If you got a guy man-to-man, you got to cover him, right? You got bad eyes.
Appreciate it, Coach. All right, Scott, back to you, brother.
Shock, thank you. Coach Smart, thank you. Dogs lead at 21-7 at halftime. Georgia's first halftime lead against a power conference opponent since Texas in Austin last October. It's been a while. 21-7. Let's enjoy that, and hopefully the Dogs can finish strong in the second half. Stay tuned now. The halftime report with Neil Hondo Williamson is coming up next. Neil's ready to bring you that on a good-looking Saturday afternoon in Athens. Georgia 21, Kentucky 7 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Wilson had to make the tackle. If Allen makes that stop, they're punting. Instead, they play on, picking up the first down.
DeMello Jones out there turning that play back up inside too. Good play by the corner.
1st and 10 on the Cats 39. Kentucky here in the early minutes of the third quarter. McGowan takes it, runs it straight ahead, hesitates, now changes directions, moves to the right. The ball is out after the play. No whistle yet. Did Kentucky jump back on it? A little bit of a scramble. We've got one guy on the ground trying to get at it. Kentucky's got 3, and one of their 3 has got it covered up, one of their linemen. C.J. Allen was trying to get it. The ball came out. Officials let him play on, and Kentucky recovered it, and they're calling it a fumble. And they will put it down where? On the 38-yard line.
Well, let's talk about how that play was made. That was Power-O out the left side of Kentucky's offensive front. Joseph Jonah Ajonye absolutely trucked 2 Kentucky offensive linemen to turn that back.
They may look at this. They may review this. They showed the replay on the video board, and it looked like C.J. Allen had the ball, and then when he rolled over and tried to get up, the ball came loose again, and Kentucky recovered that. So I think the officials are going to review the play.
Georgia is challenging the ruling on the field of a fumble recovered by Kentucky. That play is under further review.
Referee Jeff Heiser, the replay officials, will take a look at this when the play's under review. It's brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger. Proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. What did you see looking at the replay,
Georgia
Josh?
Football. C.J. Allen absolutely came flying in. This is a good job. We talk about swarming to the football defensively. He had a good job holding the running back up, and C.J. Allen just comes in and absolutely wrecks house, and that's what knocks the ball loose. And as the ball's coming loose and C.J.'s rolling over, he's got a hold of it, and he's down.
It's a quick review.
Replay buzzed us prior to the stoppage. Therefore, there was no timeout for Georgia.
Okay, so replay wanted to take a look at that. That means we won't be charged a timeout for this challenge. But this is going to be Georgia football.
We hope. You never know. You never know, but it looks like Georgia's got a good possibility to have that football now. If the call is overturned, that would be Georgia's first fumble recovery of the season, and C.J. Allen would have it.
Well, but Joseph Jonah Ajonye's first snap of the second half, he brought his juice. They're showing the play, of course, because that's where the fumble happened. But that was Power-O to the left side of Kentucky's offensive line, offensive formation there. And Joseph Jonah Ajonye just absolutely planted 2 Kentucky offensive linemen in the backfield. That's what made the back cut back the other way.
We're still looking at the replay, and they had Dalen Everett there was holding him up, and C.J. Allen came in. All of those guys punching at it. Griffin came in late, and then there was a scramble for the ball. The referee.
After further review, Georgia did recover the fumble with possession. The ball be placed at the 38-yard line. First down, Georgia.
First fumble recovery of the year for the Dogs. C.J. Allen got it. You heard the referee. Dogs ball at the Kentucky 38. Second turnover of the day by the Wildcats.
C.J. Allen gets handed the Savage pads over here on the stands and makes the southeast side of the stadium explode with some excitement.
Correction, that's only the first Kentucky turnover. Georgia has the other turnover on the interception by Gunner. So each team with 1 now, but Georgia with the ball on the 38. Stockton under center. And Dwight Phillips is the lone setback. One receiver to the near side. That's Humphreys. He's in tight. And then Colby Young on the far side. We hand it to Peanut, and he will never get back to the line of scrimmage. Bo Hughley was losing ground there on this side of the line of scrimmage. And Kentucky's defensive front just shoved us right into the backfield. And Peanut will be spotted back at the 41-yard line, a loss of 3.
Cutback wasn't there. Kentucky's defensive line at the point of attack on Bo Hughley did a good job, but also, too, drove the middle of our offensive line into the backfield, taking away the cutback. 2nd and
13 now. Branch in motion to the near side. We go back to the passing game. Throw a short dump over the middle to Delp, the tight end. Delp's going to break away from the Cats defense and get down to the 5-yard line before they drag him down from behind with the safety Bryant. 36-yard run, Josh. That was nice by Delp, and he had blocking around him as well.
Good-looking play. I'm sitting here excited, throwing to the tight end in the middle of the field, and then he does the rest of it, splits 4 Cats on his way close to the end zone, gets down to the 5. Great job by Delp.
And he got a nice downfield block from Colby Young as well as the Dogs get into the Massey Ferguson red zone once again. It's goal to go at the 5. Bright sunshine now here to start the third quarter. 21-7, Georgia in front, looking for more. And now we have to call a time. We had a motion guy late to get over on the near side, and Georgia has to stop the clock. They were running out of time on the play clock. We call a time at 11:53 remaining in the third quarter. So we'll take a break. Georgia 21, Kentucky 7. Dogs on the Cats' 5-yard line looking for more points. Our second half today is brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Go see the friendly Franklin folks at one of their convenient Georgia locations. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Field goal, and their kicker, who has gone 8 for 8 this year, missed the chippy, missed the 26-yarder. So now here in the first possession of the second half, they've turned it over, and Georgia has the ball on the Cats' 5. First and goal. Toss sweep to Chauncey Bowens. He cuts in at the numbers and will move his way down to the 2-yard line. 3-yard gain for Chauncey as the Dogs go fast. No huddle. Back up over the ball is Drew Bobo. Out of the shotgun. Handed to Bowens again at left guard. He's hit there in the gap and knocked back at the 3. No gain. Well, he actually lost a yard, so there was no gain, and -1 on the carry. So now it's 3rd and goal. The Dogs tried to go fast again. We'll see if they slow it down here, and they will as they substitute.
A couple of lookout blocks by Georgia's offensive line right there. Resulted in a negative play.
We've got Bobo, Morris, Glover, Gaston, and Hughley as our offensive line. Frazier's in the backfield. They run a reverse with Dylan Bell. Wide open sprint into the end zone, far side of the field. His second touchdown of the day. A 3-yard run. Everybody was going left except for Dylan Bell. He undercut Gunner, and he pitched him the ball, and off he went, wide open into the end zone on the far right side of the field for the score.
Great play call by offensive coordinator Mike Bobo, a team that likes to pursue, and you've seen that pursuit all day long. Watching their eyes in the backfield, watching our guys going all over the place, pulled the reverse out at the right time. Dylan Bell able to just walk into the end zone, really, Scott.
Another Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. And Peyton Woodring will try the point after attempt. The kick is on its way, and the kick is good. 28-7. Georgia leads with 10:54 to go in the third quarter. Well, that was quite a change of events. Kentucky got the ball to start the period. They fumble. C.J. Allen recovered Georgia's first fumble of the season, and the Dogs turned it into points. 38 yards in 5 plays in 2 minutes and 24 seconds. With the 3-yard score by Dylan Bell, who's got 2 touchdowns today. Gunner has the other 2 for the Dogs. So a pretty good 1-2 punch for 14 and 86.
86 is used to taking a handoff, though. He's had to take a lot of handoffs in that Georgia backfield over the last couple of years due to some injuries. I'm sure he's thrilled just to be able to play wide receiver the entire time this season.
He's the Swiss Army knife on Georgia's offense, I guess, if they have one.
Without question.
Dogs with the 5 extra yards added on at the end of the run. Now with the football on their own 29-yard line. The ball is placed squarely between the hash marks, middle of the field. Our line right now, Bobo, Morris, Glover, Gaston, and Hughley. We've had some injuries in and out. Monroe Freeling got hurt in the first half and has not returned. Micah Morris did return after his injury. Out of the shotgun, we'll hand it to Bowens, who bounces out around left tackle. Up the hash he goes and bear hugged at the 35-yard line for a gain of 6. As he was tackled by Afari, the linebacker, and Hardaway, the corner, came up to get a piece as well.
Chauncey just does such a good job of pressing the line of scrimmage to what looks like the play side and then cutting off the back. He does such a good job cutting off the heels of the offensive lineman. That play looked like there was nothing doing for Georgia's offense. The next thing you know, it's almost 6-yard gain.
119 yards against Alabama last week. He's over 50 today. He's the lone setback, and Gunner will place it in his belly, and here he goes. He's got one of the big linemen trying to block for him. I think that was Glover trying to open up a piece of daylight, and up to the 39.5 for a Scana Energy first down. 4 more yards on the carry by Chauncey Bowens. First down for the Dogs, just shy of our own 40-yard line.
I would guess you would see Georgia try to take the air out of the football here. Lean on this offensive line. You heard Shock say coming out of the half, hey, line, finish your blocks, stay on your blocks, and let's finish them.
Nate Frazier checks in for Bowens. Branch in motion to the near side. Give Nate the ball. Cuts in at right. I'll get it in a minute. Left guard up the hash mark. And Frazier with a nice run across midfield into Kentucky territory at the 49-yard line. He got 12 yards and another Scana Energy first down. Shotgun snap to Stockton. Give it to Frazier again. This time the run not as lucrative as he's wrapped up after about a 2-yard gain. 47. They reach up and grab a handful of his jersey up around his chest plate on his shoulder pads and bring him down at the 47. Now he exits the game, and Bowens is back in. Also, Elias Williams, the big freshman tight end, checks in. Dogs got a couple. 2nd down and 8. Ball's on the Kentucky 47. Bell in motion to the right. Gunner in the shotgun. Gives it to Bowens. He runs to the right and gets to the edge, pushes his way forward inside the 45 down to about the 42.5 maybe. It'll be 3rd down for the Dogs.
Glover took the helmet off of a Kentucky defender during his blocking there. Saunders, the defensive tackle, had to check out for a play.
He's the guy who was making the tackle. Or is that the guy that just lost his helmet?
It's the guy that lost his helmet.
2 receivers to the right for the Dogs. Cash Jones is in the backfield. Gunner's protected well. Deep ball near sideline. Oh, caught by Bell. Jumping in the air at the 15, hugging the sideline. Brought it down, and the Cats will tackle him at the 9-yard line. Another big play by Dylan Bell this afternoon.
Contested 50-50 catch. Great throw from Gunner, too. Really only gave his receiver an opportunity to go up and make that catch, and Dylan going up fighting for that contested catch.
33-yard gain into the Massey Ferguson red zone. Give it to Gunner or Cash Jones to the right again, and he's going to be dropped for a loss back at the 15-yard line. Afari, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. 5-yard loss. Trying to get it to Cash to the right side, and the blocking completely broke down on that side, and Kentucky was all in our backfield.
Dog fans just had deja vu because that was the exact same play as last week at 4th and 1 in Alabama.
2nd and goal now from the 15. We lose 5 on the play. And Bowen motions out of the backfield. Will throw it to Chauncey down the line at the 20. He caught it, got low, and drove the defender down to the 11. That's where they tackled him down there. He got 4 yards. That was Hardaway, the cornerback. So now it's 3rd and goal from the 11.
Throws out wide to the near side there to Bowens, and we talk about this, how physical a runner he is. Georgia's not really going to give many guys the opportunity to take the defenders on. It was Bowens against 3 Kentucky defenders, and he was able to make something out of it.
Josh McCray, the Illinois transfer, in the backfield with Gunner on 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line and motion on the Dogs.
Before the snap, false start. Offense, number 16. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
London Humphreys with a false start. And after the big play to Bell, this has not gone well for the Dogs. Back on the 16-yard line now. Still goal to go. Do we have a 16-yard play in the playbook in this instance?
I'm looking at him right here. Is number 7, Lawson Lucky, lined up in the slot on the near side.
All right, calling it right now. Cash Jones in the backfield with Gunner. Kentucky brings 4. Gunner over the middle to Cash. Caught at the 12, to the 10, to the 5. End zone. Touchdown. Check a flag in the Georgia backfield. Let's see if it's a hold or a hit on the quarterback. Georgia's not reacting either way. 2 officials are talking to one another. We'll get the call from Jeff Heiser, the referee.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 35, contact to the helmet. That penalty ensued. Enforced on a succeeding kickoff. Results of the play is a touchdown.
Well, Josh, we did have a 16-yard touchdown play in the playbook, but it wasn't Cash.
It wasn't to number 7, but number 7 did a good job clearing out both of his defenders on his route. Cash with an option route just across, and Gunner doing a great job checking it down to him right away, seeing the opening in the middle of the field there in the Kentucky defense, and then, of course, Cash just doing the rest.
He used his speed after he caught that ball to angle into the near corner of the end zone to outrun the Kentucky defense to the goal line to make it 34-7 at the moment. And that Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. Officials are holding up the point after attempt.
And that's just good play design from Georgia, too. On the near side, your receivers, those routes are doing what they call vacating the defenders right there, getting the defenders out of the way for that ball to be able to be caught by Cash and him to continue on his way to the near side there as he goes out the right side and then cuts across the middle of the defensive formation. Good play design by the Dogs and good execution.
Gunnar Stockton's first touchdown throw of the game, his 6th of the season. Now the officials turn them loose for the point after try. Here's Peyton Woodring with the kick right into the net between the posts, and it's good. And it's 35-7. Georgia leads with 4:23 to go in the third quarter. Dogs laying it on now. 16-yard touchdown pass from Gunner to Cash to make it 35-7. There's been a rain delay.
That's right.
They got to go re-warm up because they've had the ball for so long. But here we go, 4th down and 4 for the Cats on the Georgia 10. They break the huddle up to the line. They motion a man Miller out of the backfield. He'll line up at the right side, now come in motion to the near side. Boley claps his hands, they snap it to him. He moves around in the pocket, we're chasing. He's running to the right, got a block. He'll just throw it up into the end zone, and it's intercepted by Ellis Robinson. Did he get his feet in bounds? Yes, he did. He intercepted it in the end zone and then fell out of the right side of the end zone and got his toes in. Dogs take over with the interception in the end zone. They'll have it on the touchback.
In the end zone for a touchback. First down, Georgia.
Kentucky with its 2nd turnover. So that's how that 20-play drive ends, with an interception by Ellis Robinson in the end zone. That's his 2nd pick of the season. And we got another timeout with 4:02 to go. We'll see if the Dogs can run out the last 4 minutes and 2 seconds here and go home happy. They're already happy. It's 35-7. Timeout, our second half today, brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Walker in the game in the backfield with Ryan Puglisi, who's in at quarterback. Play fake to Bo, and Kentucky will drop Puglisi for a loss. They wrap him up back at the 14-yard line. They got in there in a hurry.
Yeah, those defenders for Kentucky, they absolutely got in the hip pocket of both Georgia offensive linemen. The backside offensive linemen were pulling around to the right side here on the near side of the field for us. And those 2 defenders just got in their hip pocket and sniffed out that play where Puglisi was trying to pull it and escape out of the backside.
Lorenzo Cowan, the guy that made the tackle back at the 14 on Puglisi, a loss of 6. 2nd and 16, clock moving at 3:17. Hand it to Bo Walker, running to the left, trying to fight through defenders. And he might get a yard to the 15. It was a tackle just shy of the sideline on the far side of the field. Bo Walker, a freshman, 5'9", 210 from Ellenwood, Georgia. Khalil Saunders, a big 6'5", 295-pounder, made the stop. Ball's on the 16, 3rd down and 14 coming up for the Dogs. A burning clock. Kentucky's got 3 timeouts remaining, but they're not using them at the moment. We'll get a stoppage of play at the 2-minute mark. 3rd and long for the Dogs. Puglisi at quarterback, and Bo Walker stays in the backfield. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pug wants to throw, and he will throw an interception at the 45. Picked off by Grant Grayton for Kentucky. He's returning it, far sideline 30, 25. An undercut goes flying on the seat of his pants out of bounds into the Kentucky bench area at the 23-yard line, far side of the field. Looked like Pug overthrew his man. He had a guy open around the near hash, and he had another downfield, Josh, but it looked like, from this vantage point, it looked like the guy on the hash mark was the guy you wanted to throw to. Ball sailed, and Kentucky picked it off.
Yeah, threw it to the invisible receiver there, running down the numbers in the Georgia offense. Unfortunately, they don't catch the ball. That usually goes to the opposing team like it did there. Puglisi did, though, make the tackle after throwing the pick.
And the Cats returned that interception to the Georgia 23-yard line. So the offense right back out there. Boley with a play fake and a long throw, front near corner. And broken up by Kelly again, trying to go to Jamori Macklin. The Cats receiver denied once again by Dominic Kelly, right in that same spot as earlier in the front left pylon. And the Dogs have a player slow to get up, one of our linemen. And that's Jordan Thomas, a redshirt freshman from New Jersey. And he's being tended to now by the training staff at the 25-yard line. Clock is stopped with 2:16 remaining in the game. Georgia up comfortably 35-7.
It's just absolute textbook coverage by Dominic Kelly on the near sideline here. Running with Macklin step for step, and then gets his head turned around once the receiver shows his hands to go try to catch the football.
Thomas is up, and he's hobbling a little bit, but he's walking under his own power, but his gait is affected. Piedmont Healthcare offers you exceptional hassle-free care closer to home. Piedmont is the official healthcare provider of UGA Athletics. Ball's on the Georgia 23 after the interception by Puglisi. That's the 2nd pick he's thrown this year. He had that into the half Hail Mary attempt up in Knoxville that was picked off by Tennessee. That did no damage at the end of that half. 2nd and 10, Wildcats. On the Dogs 23. Motion man, they fake to him to the near side, throw it to the tight end in the right flat. He makes the catch. And Henry Boyer, the transfer from Illinois, rumbles down to the 10-yard line, knocked out of the bounds by DeMello Jones, the sophomore corner from Swainsboro, Georgia. And he got 13 yards. Kentucky trying to punch it in again. And they'll have to wait a couple of minutes because we've reached the 2-minute timeout here in the 4th quarter. So timeout, 35-7. They were trying to cash in on an interception of Ryan Puglisi a few moments ago. They've got it goal to go on the Georgia 10. Boley with a pump fake, throws for the front left corner, and that's overshot and incomplete. And a couple of flags come flying in now, one at the 6, one at the 2. They'll pick that one up and put it on the 5-yard line. They were trying to go to Farrier in the front left corner. They like that spot on the field, although Kentucky hasn't had success throwing or catching the football on that
Pass
spot.
interference. Defense, number 27. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Well, our young guys are in there, and they're learning the hard way. That was on Rayshawn Dinkins, the freshman from Warner Robins. Kelly's in there. He's had a couple of penalties. But, got these They're not really battlefield promotions. They're opportunities to see what you can do. 1:55 to go. That moves the ball to the 5, and Kentucky first and goal there. Boley going to roll to the right, throw on the run, and caught, I think, by Law in the front right corner. Touchdown. Yeah, he got his feet in there. Was running out of green before he stepped on the red out of bounds. Out the side of the end zone, but Kendrick Law makes a running catch. And Kentucky's on the board again, their second touchdown of the day.
Kentucky made a concerted effort and an adjustment in this second half to get Boley out of the pocket and running when he's throwing the football. Does a really good job throwing the ball on the run.
Point after try coming for Kentucky. This is Jacob Coway, the redshirt freshman. He's come a long way to Lexington, Kentucky. He's from Billings, Montana. Snap back, the hold. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So it's 35-14 now with 1:51 to play. And the Cats will, I'm assuming they'll kick it away. I don't know if they're going to try an onside thing and try to get the ball back again with 1:51 to go. They still have all their timeouts remaining, but we shall see how they try to play it. Georgia with a 3-touchdown lead with less than 2 minutes to go.
A lot of people everywhere making sure, wanting this score to stay exactly where it is at 35-14. So there's a whole lot of people that are saying, do not dare Swift kick it. Scott?
I get your drift. Kentucky will be off next week before traveling to Texas the following week. That's their next game. And then they've got Texas, Tennessee, and Auburn, Florida, all of those in a row. The Dogs go on the road for a night game next week at Auburn. Always a challenging place to play in that series. And that game will either be a 7, a 7:30, or a 7:45 kick. That will be decided before the weekend is up by our friends over on television. So Georgia-Auburn next week. Cats are off. And trying to wrap up this one on a high note with 1:51 to go. Dogs have 5 men on the kick return team across the 50-yard line. Cash Jones, Sokovie White, Helton are the deep return men. Sokovie's on the goal line, not Zachariah Branch this time, and they'll kick it away. Long, high end-over-end kick will land deep in the end zone. Sokovie will turn and make sure that ball bounces and sails out of bounds, and they'll take the touchback. So the Dogs ball on the 25. And a minute 51 to try to get off the clock.
Nyler Daniels in an offensive line position at right tackle. Wide receiver Jeremy Bell in at receiver now.
Henry Piegler's in at center. Well, they've gone really deep into the roster now. A lot of guys that haven't gotten a lot of snaps this season, a chance to get some here late. And Puglisi goes under center, and we've got flags in motion on the Dogs.
False start. Offense, number 64.
That was
5-yard penalty. First down.
The big tackle, Ja Jackson, left tackle. False start. Was a handoff play to Bo Walker. That was whistled dead. So back us up 5 to the 20 now.
If Ja moves, he's not hard to miss. 6'10", 350.
Yeah, he can't hide out there, can he?
He can wiggle just the slightest bit, and it's going to look obvious.
Let that clock run. 1:51 to go. Bo Walker in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And Bo quickly up to the 25. Oh, just caught a leg or a foot of one of the Kentucky defenders and trips at the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. That was kind of a quick burst by Bo for 7 yards. Second down and 8 at the 27. 90 seconds, now less than that. Dogs stay in the huddle. Still 20 seconds on the play clock. Just a few more snaps and we're out of here with a victory. 35-14 is our score as the Dogs are bearing down on their 16th consecutive win over Kentucky. Out of the pistol. Snap it to Puglisi. Hand it to Bo Walker. Running to the right, up to the 30, shakes to the 33, cuts towards the boundary and out of bounds at the 35 as the Cats tackle him there. And they give him another half yard across the 35 to the 36. That's 9 more for Bo Walker.
Did a good job picking up the first down, but needed to stay inbounds.
He did need to stay. So the clock stops with 64 seconds to go. Now the Dogs go into the victory formation. Puglisi will take a snap and take a knee. And he'll do that just one more time, and then everybody can shake hands and say good game and start thinking about their next opponent or what's for dinner after the game or whatever you think about in this situation. What did you think about in this stage of the game?
Probably had to go to the bathroom real bad, truthfully. Just being honest with you, it's like I really need to go to the bathroom. As if it's just what we think about sometimes.
All right, one more snap for the Dogs. Puglisi will take it and kneel down at the 33-yard line, and that's it. Last 28 seconds will tick off the clock, and Georgia and Kentucky will shake hands. A lot of these guys know one another. Kentucky's got a lot of guys from the state of Georgia, and a lot of these guys know each other from camps and all sorts of things. They've known each other for a long time, so they'll speak to one another, and Georgia is a winner this afternoon. Final score, the Dogs 35, Kentucky 14. So Georgia now 4-1 for the year, 2-1 in the SEC. Kentucky drops to 0-3 in the conference and under 500 overall at 2-3. They have now lost 8 straight games in the Southeastern Conference. The Dogs win their 16th straight in this series over the Wildcats. 35-14, our final. Stay tuned for our post-game coverage. We'll hear from Coach Kirby Smart in the locker room. All of that straight ahead with Neil.
Well, beyond the earth, beyond all things that gave us birth, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. If God is throwing dice and Einstein doesn't mind the chance, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. Infinity runs deep, eternity that we can keep. We'll navigate the seas of the sun. Flowers of our souls, purple, blue, and gold refined, to navigate the seas of the sun. So we know who we are, even in this frozen waste. We'll navigate the seas of the sun. Living in this place, staring into space, we'll find.
Gators, quick throw. Mitchell makes the catch. He breaks away. 30, 25, 20. Veers inside. 10 breaks the tackle. 5 breaks another one. Touchdown!